Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are actually doing an Etsy shop critique. And this is one of the many critiques that I be doing for free for the entire year. So if you are interested in getting a critique of your Etsy store and you're struggling with sales or maybe you're struggling with SEO, make sure that you sign up today. I will leave the link below the video as well as in the comments section. Now, also, if this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel and you want to learn how to grow an impactful online business, don't forget to subscribe today. Don't forget to show me some love by liking this video and leaving a comment below. So I'm going to head over to my computer to start the critique. I'll see you there. So here is the lucky winner, Lucy, from LL Jewelry Store. So guys, I'll make sure that you watch all the way to the end. Everything I'm going to talk about today, you could apply to your very own store. Plus, if you have any additional tips that you could give Lucy that I wasn't able to give because maybe I never sold jewelry on Etsy and you know like other things that I should have talked about, leave them in the comment section below. I'm trying to create a sense of community where we all come together, we all help each other. There's enough space on Etsy for everyone to win. So make sure you leave a comment below. So let's go ahead and get started. So the listing that I'm doing an audit on is this one here. And I always talk about product photography. I talk about the title, listing description, on-page SEO factors, off-page SEO factors. I talk about the curation of your store, branding, and more. So I kind of break it down into sections. Your products, by the way, before I even critique you, are beautiful. You have beautiful products, and they're very unique, which is really cool. I think if you are able to showcase them in a better way, some of the pictures, and I'll talk about them a little bit more, I think will make a big difference as well. But just to start off saying your products are beautiful. So the first thing I recommend is your main photo of your products. It has to be the attention grabber. It has to be the picture that people see and fall in love with. So if essentially you want a customer to, you want to target two types of customer: the one that maybe came across your store or your listing. They weren't really shopping for earrings, but they saw it, they fell in love with it, and they wanted to buy. And then you want to also find the people that are actually searching with an intent to buy your type of product. So you kind of want to have both. And the way you do that sometimes is with just having amazing photos. But the first photo, even though this is a beautiful photo, you did a really great job, especially because your earrings are very small. So you did, I could see all the details, which is beautiful. But the thing is, when people are looking at this in the search feed, they're not going to know these are earrings. To be quite honest, when you look at it, you're like, what am I looking at? I know they look like fruit, right? But is it earrings or is it something else, right? So that's the thing. The first photo is considered the attention grabber. That's what people are going to see when they're browsing. Let's say these are all your competitors here. When they're browsing, this is what they see, and they're going to just keep going if they don't really know that these are earrings, if they're looking for earrings, right? So my suggestion is that your main photo is somebody wearing them, like this here. What you could always do also, if this is too small, because it is too small in the search feed, the actual product will be very tiny. What you could also do is just take a picture of the ear a lot closer. You don't necessarily have to take a picture of the entire face. You could just do this section here and then zoom in, and that will be your main picture. But what I would do, I personally, and it's not something you have to change, but that's what I would recommend, is having the product warned as the main photo. That way, when people are browsing the search results and they see it, they automatically know those are earrings. If someone sees it and they don't know that they're earrings, and they're looking for earrings, they might not click. Even though they're beautiful, they might not click. So just keep that in mind. Your first photo, not only does it have to showcase your product really, really well, it also has to make sure that it evokes that person to want to click to learn more about your product. So that would be my first suggestion. I think that overall, you did a really good job with your photos. You did different pictures for your photo. You took a picture of the backside. You did a photo of how you package it, and which is really adorable. And then you have additional photos. And you have the size here, which is really nice. What I would do is I would get rid of the ones that you're kind of repeating and add different types of photos. So what I would do is add a photo with an email list, saying, sign up for email lists, guys. It's really important to start building your email list so you could remarket your customers later on. And email list, when you build an email list, there's different things you could do with it. One, you could email the person directly. Two, you could remarket them with an ad. What that means is whoever signed up for your email, you could run a Facebook ad and you could tell Facebook ad, these people that signed up with my email, I want you to show my ads to them 24/7. That's remarketing. So if you feel intimidated, because I was like that in the beginning of sending emails or sending too many emails, if you feel intimidating, one strategy that you could use is you could send emails where is more talking to the customer, introducing them to your product, but maybe not selling as much. But then you can use the email list that you start generating throughout your store to start remarketing and using Facebook ads or Instagram ads to remarket to them over and over and over with ads. And it's not essentially like you're emailing them saying buy from me if you don't feel comfortable. So just keep that in mind. So Etsy does allow you to do email lists. They actually work with two platforms, Mailfold and also AdWeber. If you go to your dashboard integrations, you'll see it in there. So it's not that you're not allowed to. It's just the strategies of doing it. So what I would do is have a photo that says first time buyers get 10% off, right? Let's say you want to give them, you could be 5% off. It doesn't have to be really high either. 5% off on your first purchase. Use this link. And then they sign up. You don't need a website to start collecting emails, so just keep that in mind. A lot of providers, the one that I use, I will leave the link below if you want to use it, is ConvertKit, and they actually have a free plan if you don't have no emails, less than 500 people. If you don't, let's say you have 10 emails, you could use their free plan up to 500 people, and it's really cool. You'll be able to start an email list and start promoting your products not only on Etsy but outside of Etsy once you start using social media. I know you told me you don't have it at the current moment, but it's really important. So having a photo that says click here, you'll get the link once you create your email list. Click here to get the 10% and start collecting emails so you can start remarketing to these people. Another thing I would do is have a picture that says don't forget to favor our store or favor this listing. You can have like a little arrow pointing to the heart. Keep this in mind every single time that you upload a new listing to your store or you update a particular, let's say you lower the price of this and 10 people like this listing and you lower it down to, let's say, $15. 10 people are going to get a notification from Etsy saying LL Jewelry Store just lower their prices for this particular listing that you liked before. Notifications pop up right here, guys. This is notifications of anything you liked prior before. These are things that I have liked. So I get notifications here. That's where your notifications will show up. So having that set up and having notification come to people that already showed interest in your products is a great way for remarketing and driving more traffic back to your store. So that's what I would do. Get rid of some of these photos because they're kind of repetitive, and just add one for your email list. Add one to asking people to favor your store or favor your shop. Favor your listing or favor your shop. And these are different strategies that you could use to start increasing sales, start increasing your email list, start increasing your click-through rate, etc. You could even take it one step above and say, click below to learn more about these beautiful pomegranate stud earrings. And you're telling the customer what to do next. When you sell on the e-commerce platform, whether it's Etsy, Amazon, Shopify, your own website, call to actions are really important. So telling the customer what to do next is something that you should start practicing, because ultimately that's how they'll click on the link to learn more. But if you don't tell them, majority of them wouldn't do it. So just keep that in mind. So that would be my suggestion for the photos. So let's do an audit on your actual title and your listing description. I think your title is good. You don't have keyword stuffing, which is something that Etsy doesn't want anymore. I'm still switching mines for many of my stores. So it does take time, especially if you have a huge store like I do. However, I don't feel like you have too many, but just keep that in mind. Keyword stuffing is something that they don't want because it's not compliance with us with Google SEO, so best practices. So that's the reason why. I would recommend writing a longer listing description, making sure that one is optimized for SEO. So whatever keywords you're using for your products and services, they have to be included in your listing description. I'm not saying you have to include every single one. If you can, that would be the best thing, but try to add as many as you can so you could rank higher in the search results. The reason why you want to optimize your title and your listing description for SEO is because that's how the algorithm understands what your page is about. So if you didn't optimize it correctly for SEO, you'll get less views and less traffic because the algorithm doesn't really know what your page is about. So SEO is very important when you do any type of anything online, whether you're a YouTuber, whether you have an Etsy store, whether you do blogging, whether you do anything else online. SEO is something that you will have to get familiarized and get to know more because it's just how it controls the search results basically. I don't see that you have optimized this for SEO. So a few things that you could do in your listing description. One, your first 155 characters is considered the meta description. And that's what people see when they Google you on Google. So this is what they see. Let me show you real quick. So this is your listing here. And if somebody found you in the search results on Google, this is what they get. So this is not the most enticing description of your product. So what you want to make sure you do is that the first 155 characters describes what you sell, has like a short description of what you sell, includes your main keyword that you're using up here in the beginning of your title, and then follows with some sort of call to action. So you could say, click to get yours today, or click to learn more, or click to buy now, or shop here. Anything to tell the customer when they find you on Google preview, like when they find you in Google, to click to your actual store. Once they're in your store, they're going to look at the photos. They're going to read here, right? So here you need to make sure you include, in my opinion, everything and anything the customer needs to know about this listing. So you wanted to include, how to order, to be quite honest, because a lot of people, it's their first time shopping on Etsy and they really don't know how to navigate it. So if you're very specific with how to do stuff, it's easier for them to kind of follow through and they'll feel more comfortable in closing the sale with you. So including, how to order, shipping and return policy, what's included. If you have any special wrapping like you do with a cute box, so you have it here, so great. So having stuff like that, but just being more detailed and divide it into headlines so it could be easy to read. Make sure you optimize, say, with SEO, and have a link right here. A link or is considered a hyperlink that when they click, it takes them to your homepage or it takes them to similar items like the earrings that you sell. You want to have a link because if somebody lands on your listing, let's say they found you on Google, they clicked, now they landed here. This is what they're gonna do. They're gonna look through the photos. Once they're done, they're gonna go like this, and guess what happens? They're gonna go to your competitors down here. That's the main issue when you sell on Etsy. It's not just your store. You're selling your products, but Etsy advertises other people's products in the bottom of the page. So you want to avoid them coming down here. How you do that is here you add a link, and that will take them to your actual to your homepage. Now there's no competition, right? On the bottom, it's just your page. So it'd be a little bit easier to keep their attention. I'm not saying that they wouldn't hit the back button or go somewhere else, but just keep that in mind, having a hyperlink and keeping the customer in the store. These are all different strategies that you could use just to increase your click-through rate, just to make sure that you are having a customer that's engaging with your listing by writing one, a really great listing description, including every detail that they need to know, making it as simple as possible, telling the customer, Lucy, like, hey, you said it here, message me if you have any questions. Maybe sign it off with your name, Love Lucy, or Much Love Lucy, or whatever you want to put, but just making it more personal so people could get to know you, and know you by your first name. But definitely, and then have links, have a link that says click here to view matching items, or click here to view similar items. But have like one or two links, maybe one to your homepage, one to a particular product that they might like based on that product that they click based on this product here. But yeah, you definitely need to optimize this for SEO, fix your meta description, and then write a longer listing description and be very detailed with what they're buying. Let's look at your tags really quick, to kind of give you a review. So these are your tags here. So I see like different things that I'm going to recommend. Let me go to Etsy real quick as well. So when you're doing keyword research, you want to make sure that you use unique keywords or phrases or long tail keywords that describes what you sell. That's the best way to attract your target audience. You kind of want to stay away from stuff like gift for her. The only reason, even though I understand why you picked that one, the reason why is because it's very too much competition already. One is very broad. Gift for her could be anything. So now you're showing your products to anybody and everybody. So that hurts your conversion rate. Two is a lot of competition. So if you go here and you do a search, gift for her, at the current moment, there is 2.7 million listings. You see that? That's crazy. That's how many people you're competing with. So if your listing, if you put your listing up and it's been an old listing, it's been around for a long time, and it's not a bestseller, most likely this listing is buried in the search results somewhere down here. So right there, that just tells you it's not a good keyword. It's too much competition. I always tell people stick with 30,000 or less and at least a 500 search volume or more, like when people are searching for. So this is too competitive. It's too competitive. The keyword is too broad. It's not really helping you. These are good. Like this one is good. Even the competition, I would keep this one. I will make this one as your main keyword that you will use in your title, in your meta description, as the main keyword focus. However, like these here that are not giving you any traffic right now, it's like a yes or no. The reason why I'm going to say that now is because of the pandemic and because of everything that's happening around the world. The numbers could be a little bit skewed right now. You might look at the numbers you might look at this keyword in 3 months from now, and let's say things kind of get back to normal in 3 months, and you might be like, oh, it's like, I'm getting monthly search volume is pretty high. The competition now, a lot of people are posting about it. So the numbers might change. And the only thing you could do right now as an Etsy seller, and this is for everyone, I've been doing this myself, is try to make an educated guess on what tag you should be using. Something like this would be too broad, so I would just remove it. But try to find keywords that have at least a little bit of search volume right now, if you can, because I know it's hard. But if you find one like this one here, which seems like a good keyword for her, even though it doesn't have the traffic right now right here, I will still keep it if you're having that much difficult that you can't find anything to replace it with. So you will find keywords that have at least 500 search volume with 30,000 less. But if that's impossible because of the pandemic, numbers are skewed, maybe people are not really buying this product right now, but in 3 months from now, you'll be selling them like hotcakes, right? Because it could happen. In that case, then you want to make an educated decision and say, okay, this keyword actually describes exactly what I sell, so I'm going to keep it for now. This one is too competitive, I'm going to get rid of it. And it's too broad. This one is too competitive and too broad, I'm going to get rid of it. That's what you need to do. You need to make that type of decision.
And but you definitely would need to change this one too as well. Would change, because the competition is too high and there's not that much traction right now. But that's what you would need to do. And once you have the new keywords, you would need to go back to your store and optimize your listing description with them. And the keyword that has the most search volume with the least competition is the one that you're going to focus as your main keyword. If you have any bestsellers in your store, guys, don't mess with those. Leave those alone. It doesn't matter what this says here, what the data says here, because the bestseller already have that badge from Etsy. So you do not want to mess that one up. Any bestsellers, leave them alone. Another thing you could do is you could start with the lowest views. So the listings that have the lowest views, the less traffic, change those listings first and then kind of work yourself up. That's the best advice, because you don't want to change the ones that are actually bringing you some type of traction. Make sure you start with the ones that are getting no visits, no views, and try to see, is it the photo? Is it the keywords? What is it that is not driving the traffic, and fix those things. But that would be my suggestion for your SEO. And looking at your photos are very pretty. What I would recommend is you could Google it on YouTube, or there's a lot of like content on Pinterest about it. Branding, and really thinking about, how can I brand my photos, have a cohesive look that when somebody sees this photo here, and maybe this one here, and they see it in the search results, they remember this is from LL Jewelry Store. Right now, it doesn't look like that. It looks like it's from different stores. If I saw this one, and this one, it looks like it's from 3 different stores because of the background. It's different backgrounds. There's no branding on it. So you have to just learn branding. Branding could be as simple as the same colors, the same aesthetic, the same fonts, etc. But if you Google it, it'll give you a lot of tools out there for free. And there's companies that you could hire that they will do your whole entire branding for your store if you want to take it to the next level, which is something that I'm working on right now for my own business, because I definitely need it myself. So I'm just letting you know, it's one way to stand out from your competitors, and you want people to remember you all the time. So one of those things is branding. I would focus on having a photo here, Lucy, of your beautiful face, because when people buy from Etsy, they want to know who they're buying from. When they buy on Amazon, they could care less who they bought it from. But from Etsy, it is more personal. So I personally always recommend having your picture here. You have a logo, which is good. Maybe in the future, investing in an actual logo. I don't know if you want to keep this, if you're happy with it, but I would invest in a logo that doesn't necessarily have your work on the background, just the name of your store. But I mean, you have very unique things, and you're very artistic, and you definitely have a lot more talent than myself. I think it's just the biggest takeaways for me are, one, SEO is really important. So making sure that you're optimizing your listings for SEO, because you currently you don't have it at the moment. That's going to drive you more traffic. 2, making sure your photos are cohesive all across, that people will remember when they see you in the search feed, they can make the connection of, oh, that's from that one store. 3, putting your photo up here. And 4, when you are updating your keywords, just keeping in mind that because of the pandemic and everything that's going on, the numbers are going to be slightly skewed. So choosing keywords that make sense, that describes exactly what you sell, going with those for now, and revisiting them again in 3 months from now, because it does take time for them to rank or get indexed. So you can't be changing them too often. I would leave it at least 3 months, go back and see how they're doing, and then rechange them again if you have to. I do recommend in the future, I know you said you don't have social media at the current moment. I do recommend starting social media, whether it's a Pinterest account. If you want to just start with one so you could get some practice in. If I had to tell you which one, I would say Pinterest first, Instagram second, and Facebook third. However, if you want to build a brand and scale it to the next level, and build something that in the future is going to drive you tons of sales, and you could do this as a full-time job, then you need social media across all platforms. That would be my best advice. Other than that, I think you're doing a really great job. Well, at least with your products are really great. I think it's just that extra help of your listing, your SEO, etc. Um, but thank you for allowing me to do a critique. I feel honored for you that you even let me do this. I know it can be scary to have somebody, tear up your store and say, do this and don't do that. So when I do my critiques, I'm very careful with how I position myself when I tell people things, because I've been there before when people rip you and say, well, this is horrible. And I'm not that type of person that like to do that. So I just want to congratulate you for even starting a business. Now it's just learning. And as an Etsy seller, there's so many hats that we wear, so many things that we got to learn and figure out and fail and figure out and fail. And that's just a part of the process. But I hope you enjoyed this critique. Guys, if you have any additional tips for her, make sure that you leave them in the comment section below. And thank you everyone for watching.